Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaopen.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, the weekly podcast devoted to all things spirituality and self improvement. I'm so delighted you're here with me today. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that I think is so super important, which is honoring your emotions and regulating your feelings right now. We are going through such a tough time, and I know I have gone through a myriad of emotions lately because of everything that's happening, not just in the world, but in my personal life too. Um, you know, being a parent, your job really never ends. And my kids are grown, but they still need me sometimes. And the school year, this is like the toughest time because kids can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. So they're ready to be done, yet we're not even close to being done. So it's a really, really tough time of year. And add everything that's happening in the world right now, it's just overwhelming. And you might be feeling right now like you want to run and hide under the covers and not come out. And I totally understand that. But now is not the time to disconnect and to isolate. The world needs you right now, needs your light, but you need you right now. It's unfair to yourself to really check out. So, today I'm going to be talking about the importance of honoring your emotions and also being able to regulate those emotions so that you can continue being the badass spiritual warrior that I know you are. It's tough, but believe it or not, we signed up to come here to do this, to be here right now at a very important time in history. And I know I read somewhere, someone online said, I'm really sick and tired of living through historical moments. I get it. And we are. It's daily, right? Every day you wake up to something happening and it seems like it's earth shattering news, it's groundbreaking, but we can get through this. And so today, I hope that I at least leave you with a little bit of inspiration and hopefully some peace of mind and help you to know that you can get through this. We can all get through this. We're going to get through this. I promise. So stick with me today because we're going to talk about it. So, right now, you may be watching the news and seeing everything that's happened, and maybe you're feeling scared, uneasy, not really sure what's going on. Or maybe you feel angry. And I get that too, because, I don't think any of us thought we were going to be in a war or wanted to be in a war. We didn't foresee a lot of this. I mean, I know some people did, but for many of us, we didn't really see this happening. We're just going about our lives trying to get through. And it seems like it's piling on, right? One thing after another. And so perhaps you can feel this affecting your energy. And it does, because each time we hear breaking news or we see something online, it makes us feel a little bit drained, like every new thing. Because with it comes, just a bundle of emotions, whether you're scared, angry, sad, I don't know, all the things. You're probably all the different emotions wrapped up into one. It makes us feel drained because if you're an empath, you feel those especially right now. You know how it is. You have that emotional battery, right? And that energetic battery. And you go into a crowd of people and you're like, oh, I'm so completely drained right now. If you're an empath, you know what that's like. Well, it's like that on steroids right now because we're just feeling everyone's collective worry, anger, all the things. So it's time for you to take a moment and just sit with me while we honor those emotions that we're feeling and also learn how to regulate them so that it's not constantly weighing you down because that's not good. And if we don't regulate our emotions, what happens? They regulate us. They control us and we can become sick. The body keeps the score, right? So it's really important that you learn how to regulate them and how to honor them because what I'm talking about doesn't mean just ignoring it. It's not healthy to do that either. It's not healthy to say, oh, I'm just going to pretend like nothing's going on around me. No, can't do that. And that's not realistic. What I'm talking about is honoring what you're feeling, moving through it, and then finding a way to come back to center. Because if you're constantly up here, then you're going to be completely exhausted and you can't be any use to anyone, especially yourself, if you're exhausted. I know this because this is how I've been feeling. I didn't realize how overwhelmed I actually was until I just decided to take a break. I took a couple of days off I had things I had to deal with, but I also just needed the time. And I did not realize how badly I was burnt out. And I can tell you that with 100% certainty, I'm really glad that I chose to honor myself and how I was feeling because I feel so much better now. And I came back refreshed and with a better attitude and ready to take on the world. And so this is what I'm trying to tell you. Listen to your body. If your body is saying, I need a break, take a break. No one's going to be mad at you. I mean, if someone gets mad at you for taking a break, that's a reflection of them because how selfish is that? We all need a break from time to time. So listen to your body and honor your body when it's telling you to take a break, to take a step back, whatever it is. I think it's really interesting. I had a situation happen where my son, he was interested in getting a car and he was just all about it, right? I want to do this. I want it yesterday and we have to get on this. And I was trying to help him, get everything together, but also trying to, not in his face, but try to, nonchalantly give that motherly advice, like maybe you ought to think about this, right? But as with any young adult, they have to make their own decisions. And it was just like all of the sudden, he said to me, I'm having doubts. I'm starting to panic. I'm feeling like a panic attack is coming on. And I said, that's your body talking to you and you need to listen to it. So if you're going through something and that happens, that is your body's physiological way of telling you that you need to stop and pay attention to what's happening and how you're feeling and what is that trying to tell you. And I know for many of us, we think, okay, I need a sign. Where's my sign? And then 20 things happen and we ignore it because we just want to do what we want to do, right? But sometimes our body really is the sign. Like if you get a stomach ache or you get a headache or you have a panic attack, sometimes that is the way your body gets your attention. It says, slow down. You're not meant to go this way. And, we're human, right? We want to kick that door open and walk through that door and take that opportunity. But what I've been learning, and this has been a lifelong lesson for me, is not to kick down doors that are not meant for you. And if there's resistance, there's a reason for it. And one of the things that I've learned along the way to say to the universe is if this is not meant for me, put up roadblocks, make it obvious, right? Make it obvious that this is not meant for me so that I'm not trying to kick down a door that just slams back in my face. I know how it is to want things and to think that something's meant for you, only to find out later it really wasn't. And a lot of us do that, right? We pick opportunities we think are going to be really good, and then come to find out they're not great for us. So I always ask the universe if I'm not sure what to do, give me a sign. I don't just say, give me a sign. I say, put up roadblocks, make it really difficult. If it's hard for me to choose this and I see the resistance there, and if I feel the resistance there, then I know that this wasn't an opportunity that I was meant to have. And what I've learned is the universe knows a lot better than I do. And sometimes when I really, really want something to happen, it's not it's not divinely guided. It's me trying to force it. And the things that I force to happen usually don't work out very well. So I have learned to stop chasing and to just allow. Allowing there's so much power in that. Yet it's the hardest thing for us to do, right? Just It doesn't mean not taking any action at all. It just means that when I take action, if there's resistance, I don't chase down something because I know that the resistance means that there's a reason. Either it's not time yet. Sometimes it's simply a matter of timing, right? It's just not time yet. But sometimes it is, this is not meant for you. And there are things beyond that door that you can't see that the universe does. So feeling allowing yourself to feel your feelings is important because many times those feelings tell us something, right? It tells us, yes, this was meant for me. No, it's not meant for you. When you feel excited about something and it just feels like things are lining up, that's a positive thing too. Um, I am the type of person that's like, I don't want to take sick days. It's hard to get a sub. I don't like taking sick days. But then there have been times in my life where I knew I had to. I knew that I was about to break down if I didn't. I needed to rest. And so listening to your body is super important. And listening and honoring your emotions are important because that gives you the signal that, hey, you better slow down. And I remember telling a few of my clients, I've had a couple of clients where they came to me for sessions and I said to them, you need to take a break, you need to slow down, or your body's going to it's you're gonna have something happen with your body, like illness, if you don't slow down. Like it's gonna be overwhelmed and it's gonna show up as something else if you don't pay attention. And I know for a fact that that has happened to people. It's not a punishment. It's just that we're not listening and honoring how we're feeling. So many of our illnesses, things that happen to us really do stem from emotions we haven't learned how to process and to get rid of. It gets stuck. That emotion is energy in motion. And a lot of disease comes from, you know, of course, there's physical problems that are happening in your body. But I truly believe a lot of it stems from emotional too, that we haven't dealt with. And so if you are actively trying to regulate your emotions and to deal with things, as well as doing things that take care of your body, you're going to be so much healthier, happier, all the things. So honor your emotions. Some of us, we run at life so fast. We're in the rat race, and it's really, for many of us, a survival mechanism of just trying to avoid dealing with the silence and dealing with what we really have to deal with. I know that one of the things that I used to say about my mom was after she retired, she worked harder than I did. Like, said, you make retirement look hard because most people are having a leisurely retirement. She's doing these long-term subs and she loved it. But I also feel like it was a way for her to stay busy in order to avoid being alone and being with herself. And a lot of people do that. And I've been guilty of that myself. In fact, after she first died, I did not want to be alone. I just didn't want to be alone. I needed to be around people. And now I can appreciate that. There are a lot of Friday nights where my sister will text me and say, I think I'm just going to stay in tonight. I'm tired. And at the same time, I'm thinking, I'm so glad she said that because I'm exhausted. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit on the couch. I just want to relax and, have a little coffee, binge watch some TV, and then get to bed early. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is honoring yourself, honoring your body, and knowing that it's okay to take a break, and knowing it's okay to say no. Another part of honoring your body and your emotions is learning how to set boundaries, which many of us we're bad at. We're people pleasers, we're reformed people pleasers, so we want to say yes to everything. But it's really important to say no, to set those healthy boundaries, to say, hey, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I need a break. It's important to know when to do that. And so taking time out to just sit with yourself and honor how you're feeling. And I know not everyone likes journaling, but I really do. So if I'm having a rough time, there are a couple of things I like to do. Number one, if the weather is nice, I like to go for a walk. And the funny thing is, I'll put on music or I'll put on a podcast, but honestly, when I'm walking, even if I have a podcast on, usually my own thoughts start taking over and I am not really paying attention to the podcast. So when I walk, I usually listen to music, but a lot of people like listening to podcasts, which is great. Like you can listen to this one while you're walking, but going for a walk clears my head. It really does. And it makes me feel better. The other thing I like to do is to write and I like to journal. And not everybody likes that. I get that. I do. It is therapeutic for me. And to sit down and say, what's this really about? You don't have to write. You can just sit down and ask yourself, okay, what am I feeling? Sometimes it's important just to identify it. What is it? It's anger? I'm angry. And you don't know how many times with watching the news lately, I luckily I live by myself. So I don't scare anyone when I do this, but I just like scream about something because I get so mad about what's happening and the injustice and all of that. And so I say out loud, I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm mad. But then I realize that there isn't anything that I can do in the moment about it. There are things I can do, like go vote, go protest, go do whatever. But in the moment that is happening, there's nothing I can do. So I get it out and I take a deep breath. And then I might say a little prayer for whatever's happening. I might say an affirmation. I might do a little meditation and then I move on. Because the whole point of honoring your emotions and working through them is so that you're not holding on to them. When we do that, we put ourselves in a mental prison, right? You are holding on. It's like when you don't forgive other people and they say it's like you're drinking the poison and expecting the other person to die. You're holding on to it and you're so angry and resentful and all the things. It's just torturing you. So most of when we say process the emotion, it isn't about anyone else. It's about yourself. It's about honoring and loving yourself enough to know that you deserve to feel at peace. And that's what happens when you let go of all of those harsh emotions. You're giving yourself the most wonderful gift, which is the gift of peace. Okay. And that I think is one of the best things that you can do is to give yourself peace. So by the meditation, I've always said this, but music is meditative. Even if you just listen to some relaxing music, maybe shut your eyes, take some deep breaths in. We forget about the breathing, but I will never forget when I would go work out. I did not realize how much I hold my breath when I'm exercising, and I didn't even think about it. And I know it sounds silly, but the instructor would be there saying, breathe, take a deep breath in. And really, if that instructor wasn't there to say that, there were probably times when I was just holding my breath as I was running, and eventually you'll pass out. But there's so many times in life, but maybe we don't hold our breath, but maybe we're not taking deep breaths and we're not remembering how important breath is and to breathe in and to breathe out and breathe through something. There's a reason they teach you to do that when you're giving birth. It's to help you work through that. And I know it doesn't solve everything. It doesn't take away the pain totally, but it does help restore some sort of sense of balance for you and some peace and to help you refocus. So breath work is so important. Just stopping wherever you are, closing your eyes and taking a few deep breaths where you might inhale and hold it for 4 counts and then exhale for 4 counts is really important. And that also helps you to disconnect from all the noise, the white noise that's happening. I always say the energies are so heavy. And a lot of times, especially if you're an empath, you're picking up on things that aren't yours, but you don't realize it. And so you're going about your day. I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me where out of nowhere, just all of a sudden, I'm going about my day and I feel some emotion so strong, like anger or, sadness. And then I realize it's not even mine. And sometimes I think we're just picking up on the collective emotion right now. And think about how much of that there is out there, the sadness, the anger, the frustration. It's everywhere. And so if you're like me, it just hits you all at once. And so sometimes you really have to stop and say, is this mine? And yeah, part of it's yours because I'm sure you're sad and upset and all the things too. But a lot of it is the collective energy that you're picking up on. And so just stopping and taking a moment and saying, okay, I don't need to take this on. Or maybe imagine transmuting all of that energy into this beautiful, loving energy and sending that back out into the universe. And if you're not really a woo woo person, I get it. That's okay. But if you're following this podcast, you probably are. Simply do that by closing my eyes and imagining this beautiful light and energy coming down and surrounding and absorbing all of that negative, dark energy and sending that light energy back out into the universe. That's how I picture it. And just in doing that is helping us to send that out there. So self care is super important right now. Identify what it is you're feeling. Is it mine? Is it not mine? What is this? It's partly mine, part the collective. And then do what you need to do to transmute that. Again, whether it's a guided meditation, whether you're writing about it, creating is so super important right now. I heard somebody else say that too, but it really is. I mean, the best way to transmute energy is through creation. There's so much being destroyed right now that it's important that we're also creating. So if you're an artist, and there's so many different mediums of art, right? Painting, sculpture, knitting. If you're a musician, writing, composing, singing, all of those things are so important right now. Keep doing that because it really is helping the collective to create. So spend some time in creation, whatever that is that you do. Those adult coloring books sometimes can be very therapeutic. Maybe spend some time in meditation. Again, going for walks, just doing some self care is going to be so super important right now. When I wanted to pull some cards to also help give you some messages. And so I'm going to give you what I pulled right now. And it's never a coincidence, of course, but the first card I pulled from Angela Rose's deck, and it's honor your feelings. How have you been feeling? Are you telling yourself you should or shouldn't be feeling a certain way? Feelings are like visitors, they come and go. When we hold our feelings in, the energy can get stuck in our body and manifest as physical pain. You have a right to feel how you feel. Honor the feeling. Take a deep breath and release. And that's the important part. So I said it's important to name the feeling, but once you've honored it, okay, this is what it is. It's anger, it's heartbreak, it's whatever you're feeling. Taking in a deep breath and just saying, okay, release it now. I don't need it. I don't need this right now. It served its purpose, but I don't need it now. I don't want to feel angry. I don't want to feel this. And in my book, Beautiful Morning, I know it's a book about grief, but I talk about ways to move through different emotions that are difficult. So, I mean, we've all experienced grief. Okay, I'm going to do a shameless plug really quickly, but we've all experienced grief. And in every facet of our lives, we experience emotions that we need to purge and let go of. And so in the book, I talk about different things you can do to work through the different stages of grief. And the different stages incorporate different emotions. So it goes through anger and guilt and shame and all the different things. And so if you're experiencing very heavy emotions right now, this book could help you to work through that because I give you tools in there to help you work through each thing. Like I give you some exercises to do to work through the anger or to work through the shame. So the action that goes with this card is allow yourself to be with the emotion you feel. Breathe into it, truly experience it because it will pass. And there's a mantra that you can say to yourself, and it says, today I feel blank. What is it you feel? And I honor that. Sometimes just saying, okay, today I feel sad. And I'm just allowing myself to feel that. I honor that I feel sad. I'm allowing myself to feel it for as long as I need to so that I can move through it. Because, you know, the easiest way, not the easiest, but the quickest way is through. You can go around, you can go over, you can go under, you can try to avoid it all you want. That does not process it. It doesn't heal it. It just delays it. If you really want to heal something and be done with it, you've got to work through it. Through is the best way. And the second card that came out, again, you can't make this up, is emotions. I don't even look at these cards until I go to read them to you, but emotions are energy in motion. Oh, where have I heard that before? When we suppress our emotions, they can get stuck in our body and show up as physical pain. Allow yourself to feel feelings, even if it feels uncomfortable. That's the thing. Most of us don't want to feel uncomfortable. We go through our whole lives thinking, yeah, I want to feel comfortable. Well, sometimes it's good to feel uncomfortable. It won't last forever, I promise. Feel it to heal it. They even have a mug that you can get. It says you got to feel it to heal it with the Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness logo on it. But allow yourself to just feel how you feel without judgment. Don't judge yourself for how you're feeling. And that's the thing. Okay, if something happens, let's say your friends get together and you feel left out and you feel jealous, but you're like, I shouldn't feel that way. Allow yourself to feel it and then ask yourself, what's it really about? Because yeah, it might be hurt that they left you out, but if you look at it from their perspective, you might realize they didn't do it on purpose. But that triggered something in you that you need to work through. Oh, well, I was always being left out as a kid. But how can I work on that now? There's always pointing to something we need to work on. The mantra that goes with this card is I allow myself to feel it all. You can't shove it down and ignore it. You have to feel it. And then we have mirror. Everyone is a reflection of their own perceptions. What you see in another is also what you see within yourself, whether it's positive or negative. There's new growth here for you to see. If someone is triggering you, so someone out there must be feeling super triggered right now, and that's okay. It happens to all of us. But if someone is triggering you, ask yourself, what is this person doing that is reminding me of myself? And just be honest with yourself. That is the only way you can grow. The mantra that goes with this card is today I will look within at why I feel triggered. A trigger is just a sign going, hey, something here you need to look at. And sometimes it's things that we need to heal, or sometimes it's a trigger can just be a test from the universe to say, have I worked through that? Because you might feel triggered about something at first, and then you go, you know what, that's not a big deal. That used to bother me. It doesn't bother me anymore. Well, that's the universe trying to get you to see how far you've come. It's a test of, did I learn the lesson? And then it's also hey, pat yourself on the back, give yourself a round of applause. You learned the lesson. You don't have to do that anymore. So pay attention to the triggers. They're important. They're showing you something. All right, I wanted to also pull some cards from the Keepers of the Light deck. This is Kyle Gray's deck. And the first thing that came out is Melchizedek, and it's higher learning. So you have learned from an experience. And so now you're using what you have learned. So again, this is coming up because you were triggered by something, but you moved past this trigger. You moved past it. And now more inner study is happening for you. Maybe you need more inner study that requires you to look into this further to see, what do I need to know from this? Okay, I love that. It's all coming together. Then you have Master Buddha, increased awareness. This is deep connection. Trust your inner voice. So some of you are learning how to trust yourself again, how to connect to your inner wisdom, and to trust that inner wisdom. Okay. Maybe things have been happening and it's causing you to really lean on your own self. Maybe you were that person who went to everyone else and said, what should I do? How do I solve this? And now The universe is saying, you know what to do. Don't ask everybody else. Lead on your own understanding. You have hope, love, and acceptance. It says, love yourself. Okay. That is so super important is self love. Recognize your worth, your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. So some of you need to work on that self love. And this is what I'm feeling when something happens, you immediately beat yourself up. Stop doing that. Everything is a lesson. Everything is a learning experience. It's an opportunity to grow and be better. So quit beating yourself up for mistakes that you make. They're not mistakes, they're learning opportunities. We have Horus, Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic, and people miraculously and powerful, miraculous changes are occurring. I got out of the practice of doing affirmations for a while because I just was like, I'm too busy. I started doing them again, and it was amazing how things started shifting. And I noticed that it didn't just shift my reality, but my thoughts started shifting as well for good. I didn't have to keep reminding myself. Anytime something would happen that normally would be a trigger, I would say to myself, oh, that's not even a big deal. It's nothing. And it's crazy how much that changes things. So your thoughts are magnetic. Remember that. If you need to use affirmations to get yourself started, remember, sometimes you got to fake it to make it. You got to fake it till you make it. Even if you don't believe those thoughts right now, saying those things to yourself will help you to start shifting your reality. And we have Isis, magic manifesting. Some of you are really trying to manifest, and it is going to work for you. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. So stay focused. You have been focused on this, and it is happening. So don't give up now. Right when you want to give up is when the miracle happens. So keep going. You have Lady Nada, heart awakening. Okay, so this is heart awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. For some of you, maybe you've been trying to manifest love. And what this is saying is you have to give and take in balance. Remember, we don't chase, we attract. And so give and receive. Maybe you're very good at giving to people, but you need to be open to receiving so that that can come into you. You also have Mercury, which is open communication. Get a weight off of your chest, speak of and be heard. Some of you need to speak your truth with authority in a kind and loving way, setting your boundaries, okay? It's so important. And lastly, you have Hilarion, and it's divine healing. Honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. So again, this is the second thing coming out about retreating and resting so that you're healing others, because many of us came here during this time so that we could be the light for others in a world that seems so dark. So when we're working on ourselves, we're really healing the collective and healing everyone. So I know that seems like a heavy duty responsibility, but don't think of it as that. Think of it as just as simply doing a service to yourself by healing yourself and finding peace for yourself and doing all of those things. You are helping without realizing that you are, and your manifestations are coming through. So believe in that. I love all of these messages. They're so amazing, and you have wonderful things coming in. So I hope that, you'll work on that, work on the self-love. I have that 10-day intensive self-love course on my website, and it's only $15, and it's yours to keep forever. And you can go through the lessons in 10 days, or you can take a year if you want to. They're just there for you to help you work on building that self-love and knowing how worthy you are, because you really are. And we have to know our self-worth and believe in it in order to really accept that we're deserving of the things we want. And it can come in for you. So keep focusing on that. And don't forget, if you want to work through some heavy emotions, this is a great tool. Beautiful Morning is a great tool. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, and audiobooks.com. Go check that out too. And you can also work with me. I do half-hour sessions, hour sessions. I do healing sessions, coaching sessions, readings, whatever you think you might need. You can go to my website, melissaoatman.com, to check it out. I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. Things are working out. Stay positive. Sometimes you have to disconnect from the noise, and that's okay. Check in with yourself. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? Is this mine? How can I work through it? Really honor that. And things are going to get better. I promise. I promise. I promise they're going to get better. I am sending you guys so much love and light. If you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please leave a positive review from wherever you're listening. And of course, the greatest compliment you can pay me is to share this podcast with others. I hope you have a wonderful, amazing week that is filled with so much love and light. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.